Good morning, Carmel Catholic. I'm Nadine Bushnack, and it's 8:03. After school on Tuesday, November 14th, Healthcare Club will be hosting Mrs. Pewson to talk about her career in the healthcare field. She is a critical care nurse with a master's in pediatric nursing. Join Healthcare Club in room SC1 to learn more about her and her unique career path. Contact Mrs. Carmody for more information. The fall blood drive takes place on Tuesday. Help change the world. Each blood donation can save up to 3 lives. If you are 16 or older, please see the Google form in your email to sign up. Please see Mr. Donner in 605 with any questions. Intramural basketball will meet Monday, November 13th after school from 2 to 3. All are welcome in the gym. See Mr. Rank or Mr. Paisley with questions. Next week, the National Honor Society for Dance Arts will be celebrating Love Your Body Week. Eric Orozco and Tierney Krupka, officers in this honor society, sit down with Merrick Maggio.
Hi, I'm Merrick Maggio, and I'm here with Eric Orozco and Tierney Krupka to talk about NHSDA's Love Your Body Week. So I understand that you guys are both senior dance officers here at Carmel. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so basically as officers, we kind of facilitate meetings, facilitate events like these, as well as kind of do like our tracking sheets for like our points in order to be in the Honor Society.
So I heard you guys talking about stickers for the orchesis. Do you want to talk a little bit about that as well?
So for Love Your Body Week, each member of the National Honor Society for Dance Arts will have 10 stickers a day, and they're little pink hearts, and you can receive one by saying something positive about yourself.
So how do you guys incorporate body positivity not only in Love Your Body Week, but every day?
Yeah, so kind of some things that us as dancers do is like something we kind of do normally is look at ourselves in the mirror a lot. So we kind of have like different strategies and things that we do in order to kind of help prevent that like mental health block in terms of body positivity.
So also, you guys, do you want to talk a little bit about your duties as being senior dance officers? What are some jobs you have to take on doing that?
So we have to facilitate meetings and make sure that everyone is keeping track of their points and doing what they're supposed to do just every day to make sure that the society runs smoothly.
And how long have you guys been in Orchesis and been involved in the dance community here at Carmel?
So I am a 4-year member of Orchesis as well as a 2-year member and officer as for NHSDA.
I am a 2-year member of Orchesis, and I've also been in the society for that long, and I have been an officer last year and this year.
So what would you say to people who want to join the dance community but maybe are a little bit nervous or don't have any prior experience?
Please go ahead. The Orchesis community and the dance program here are more than welcome to receive anyone who wants to try out and be a part of it. No experience is really required.
All right, well, thank you guys.
With us in the studio, we have Noah Green, who plays Wadsworth in Clue, and AJ Escamilla, who is the sound engineer of Clue. Noah, this is your 5th theatrical production here at Carmel. How does this show compare to others? And what's your favorite character you've ever played?
I would say this is definitely my favorite character I've played so far because he's really fun. He's kind of silly, but like he also drives the show forward in a really interesting way, in my opinion. And I think that's kind of what makes this show a little different too, is that it's really fast-paced. It's really funny too, but it's also kind of like a high-stakes, high-comedy type of show.
AJ, this is your first production as sound engineer.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like to fill that role?
It's a little bit more stressful than Lights was because, like Mr. Moses said, audio, like sound engineering, is actually the most visible part of the show, ironically, because if everything's working, nobody notices it, right? But the minute something goes wrong, you can tell something's wrong. If a mic is popping or somebody's muted, you can tell. So this one's way more stressful, and then the timing is just like kind of funny because there are some scenes where there are characters just like not visible. So it's all right.
Noah, what has been the most challenging aspect of this show for you?
I would definitely have to say memorization for this one, just because it's more lines than I've ever had before. and on top of like schoolwork and like a ton of other things, it's just been kind of difficult in that area. So yeah.
And AJ, you have time and time again been a part of crew. What is that like?
It's fun. So when you're in crew, you like put in a lot of work to get the show up and running, right? And that's like build crew, that's run crew. It's a lot of work. And getting to see the final product and having everything go just like perfectly, sometimes it doesn't, but when it does go perfectly, it is really satisfying to see the end result.
Thank you so much, Noah and AJ. Break a leg in the play. CDN will be right back with sports after this break.
It's me, Ben. Everybody pop out on November 14th to watch us take on GBS.
Welcome back in. We'll start with Carmel sports today. With Hannah Green heading down to state today, if you see her in the hallways, make sure to wish her luck. On to some national sports. The Hawks won last night and helped from Connor Bedard having 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists, leading them to a 5-2 win at Tampa Bay. And the Bears got a big win last night, 16-13, with former Bear Eddie Pinheiro missing a game-tying 59-yard field goal to give Agent Bajent his 2nd win on the year. But right now, we got a football game Saturday, so we're going to head over to Student Section Crazy.
It's almost game day! Almost game day. It's actually game day tomorrow. It will be at 2 o'clock against Nazareth Academy. It's the quarterfinals. Everyone shout out in your best white. The theme is white out.
So the tailgate's going to be tomorrow at 12:30. The Corsero's going to be at 1:15. And CDN is going to be broadcasting, but special this time. It's going to be a college game day broadcast.
So because it's a playoff game, there are some special rules that we need all of you guys to know. So in order to reserve enough space in our student section for all of us, we need to know how many of you will be there tomorrow. This morning, be sure to RSVP via the form emailed out yesterday. Also, everyone must purchase a ticket due to this being advanced playoff games. So purchase your ticket via the link in the email. You can show the receipt during the first half lunch waves to pick up your wristband.
Let's go!
Let's go! We have one more announcement. Girls varsity basketball team is having a scrimmage today at 7 o'clock. Show up, show out. We're going to have a student section, girls versus boys. Let's see who shows up for us. Show up, show out. Let's go. Let's go!
Hey Carmel, I'm Andrew Smigo, and welcome to this week's edition of News in the College Football World, plus my top 6 teams for the New Year's Six Bowl, as well as my playoff predictions and conference title winners as well. The 2023 college football season is full of a ton of different headlines and stories regarding the change of the playoff format from 4 teams to 12 teams next year. Another one is how Michigan is now being investigated for supposed sign stealing during the season and last season. Though I think the biggest story of all is the downfall of what was once known as the Conference of Champions, the Pac-12, now being down to just 2 teams next year and being called the Tupac instead. Pac-12 downfall began last summer when USC and UCLA announced that they were leaving the Pac-12 for the Big Ten starting in 2024. Then last summer, Arizona, Arizona State, Utah, Colorado all announced that they are going to the Big 12 as well. It then continued when Cal and Stanford announced in the beginning they were leaving the Pac-12 for the ACC starting in 2024. Leaving the Pac-12 with just 2 teams left, Washington State and Oregon State. Giving the conference the name Tupac. It is very interesting how it has played out for these teams, not knowing what to do. Now my Power 5 Conference Championship predictions as well as college football playoff predictions. For the Big 12 Championship, I have Texas beating Oklahoma in a rematch in Dallas. And for the ACC, I have Florida State beating Louisville and Charlotte. For the Pac-12, I have Oregon beating Washington in another rematch in Las Vegas. For the Big 10, I have Michigan beating Iowa. And now for the biggest game of them all, the SEC Championship, I have Georgia beating Alabama in Atlanta. Then for the playoffs, I have the 1 seed Georgia taking on the 4 seed Oregon in the Sugar Bowl, then the 2 seed Michigan taking on the 3 seed Florida State in the Rose Bowl. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you all later.
All the hours and then going to meets and like seeing time drops and Hello, I'm Hannah Green. I'm a junior. I've been swimming for about 5 years. So like when we have morning practice, I get up at around 5:15 and then we have like a 30-minute drive to Deerfield and then I practice for about an hour and 45 minutes and then we drive to school and then I go to school. And then after school, I go home and do homework for like an hour and then go to practice for 2 hours, and then come back and eat dinner and finish up homework and then go to bed. Well, originally my parents, they just wanted me to know how to swim, just so to be safe in the water. And originally I kind of did it just to like stay in shape, but then like as I got into it, I just started to fall in love with it, and I wanted to do it, more seriously on a club team. I'm in choir, I'm in photography club and book club, and I really like biology. I'm taking AP Bio this year. I'm hoping to swim in college, hopefully D1, but we'll see, and probably major in biology.
Welcome back in. We're now joined with Trevor and Andy, who is on Nyan for robotics. So can you tell us, what's the challenge this year for the Nyan robotics team?
So we get a new challenge each year. This year focuses on little plastic hexagons called pixels. And these pixels need to be placed on a board on the back wall of the arena that's at about a 60-degree angle. And then there are a couple other ways to score points, including shooting paper drones and hanging our robot on a beam in the center of the field.
So how does that differ from last year's objective?
Completely different. Last year was focused on vertical poles and what were essentially cones that we had to place on those poles. So completely different, new challenge each year.
So with the first competition being Sunday, your robot has to be almost complete, I'm assuming. But how well has the team worked together on the robot?
Very well. We've kind of split up into sub-teams with, say, a guy named Andrew. He's working on the suspending portion of our robot, and Connor Winkin working on the drive chassis, Paul working on the arm, and a bunch of the freshmen working on our drone launching mechanism. So kind of split up and all come together in the end.
So how does your robot and the drivers, how do you guys get the upper hand in your competitions on Sunday?
Teamwork and the hours we put in. We put in a ton of hours for this, and so we're ready to compete. We'll do it.
All right, thanks, Trevor. Robotics has their first meet on Sunday. That's going to do it for CDN. Have a great day, Carmel.